Hello, my lovely students. Today we are going to learn how to edit some photos. We're going to learn some basic editing tips. So get with me now. Um, the first thing that you guys are going to need to do, I prefer you to open it up in Explorer because it works better in Explorer. Um, is you're going to go to www.pixlr.com. Okay. And so you're going to go there, and then you have three different options to choose from. We're going to go just here to Pixlr Editor. But when you click on Pixlr Editor, it's saying, what do you want to do? Create a new image, open image from folder. There's all these different options. We are actually first going to have to go and save a picture. And so I've actually opened Chrome for that, and I've typed in a picture of a flower. And I suggest that you guys uh, save these pictures. So you would just find a picture, and I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to click on it, right? Hit view image so that it's the full size image and it's nice and clear. Remember, if you have a tiny picture, it's probably not going to look very good. Okay, and I'm going to right click on it and hit save image as, and then I'm just going to save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop so I know right where it is. It's called flowers. I hit save. So I have now saved that picture. Okay. I'm going to go back to Internet Explorer where my Pixlr file is at, and I'm going to go to Open Image from Computer, and I'm just going to go find it. I called it Flowers. So there it is. I hit Flowers, and now I open up the picture. Okay, and so the picture is opened up in here. Here's where you can see the size of it. Right now it's at 39%. So, the picture's been shrunk down a little bit. If you ever need to zoom in on a picture to see, a little bit more detail, you just click on this and you change the number of it. But we'll talk about that later. What we're going to do today is we're going to do something called a color splash. And to do a color splash, the first thing that we need to do is we need to get another picture. We need to get a copy of our picture. So you can see over here the layers. Layers are going to be really, really important when you guys are working in Pixlr or Photoshop. And so what I need to do first is get a copy of my layer. So I'm going to go here to Layer, and I'm going to hit Duplicate Layer, because that makes two. Oh, I'm seeing double. There's one, there's two, there's one, there's two. Okay, so we have both of them. Now you always need to be conscientious of which one you have selected. Like right now I have the background selected. I want to select the top one here. Okay, so I'm going to click here on this top image because this is the picture that I'm wanting to manipulate right now. Just as an example, if I click this background image and I go here to adjustment, because this is where I'm going to go. Actually, it's not where I'm going to go. Where is it? Maybe I'm blind. Yes, this is where I'm going to go next. I'm going to go to adjustment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to desaturate it, which is going to make the picture black and white. So I do that. And as you can see, it said desaturate, but you're like, the picture is still in color. But look over here at my layers. You see the background one is black and white. If I click this check mark, it's going to erase it, and the picture will go to black and white. Because what this is saying is it's hiding this image right now. So you can see what the background picture looks like. I'm going to click that check mark again because I don't want to hide this top layer. But that's why it's important. We're not seeing this right now because we have the same picture is already on top of it. We are seeing what is on top. You always see the top layer before you see this bottom layer. So if we were to put another picture on top of this one, we would see that image and maybe not this one here. Okay, so I'm going to undo. This is very important. Edit, undo. If you ever screw up, that's what you do. And you can see that my picture went back to color right here. Okay, I'm going to click my top picture now, and I'm going to go back to adjustment, and I'm going to hit desaturate. Now my top picture is black and white, and my bottom picture is color. Okay, so now what we are going to do to add color, if you go over here, this is your toolbar. Okay, there are a lot of different tools on here. We're not going to touch on all of them. If you just scroll over it, you can see what some of them do. After you've done what I asked you to do today, you can mess around with some of this stuff and see if you can figure out what it does if you'd like to. You can also go to adjustment and you can mess with these different things, messing with old photo, which will make it look like an old time photo, sepia, solarize, invert. I mean, you can see what some of these things do if you're bored and you already know how to do this stuff and you want to, mess around with some of these other things a little bit. Okay, but for today, we're learning how to add color to a black and white picture. Basically, make one black and white, and then add some color. All we're going to do is we're going to go over here to this, which is our eraser tool. So I'm going to click erase, and you can guess what this is going to do, right? it's going to erase part of my picture. Now I need to make sure I'm on my top layer, because if I'm on my background layer and I start erasing, okay, it's going to look like it's doing nothing. And you're going to be like, Mr. Mo, it's not working. What's going on? It's because you're erasing your background picture, which we don't want to do. We want to erase the top picture. So again, layers are very important. Make sure you have this layer selected. Now I have my eraser, but my eraser is kind of small. I don't want it this small right now. I want to start off with it big. So I'm going to go over here, and I can maybe click on that. And now you see my eraser is much bigger. And now I'm going to go through here, and I'm just going to start erasing the top layer. And what I like to do sometimes too is just kind of click my mouse and do it in kind of like in patches, instead of dragging over everything. That's kind of how I like to do it. Now you can do it however you want. If you want to, you know, drag it and do it, you can. But I feel like I can get closer to the edges when I do it like this, and so I can, you know, go over this big part kind of like that, and you know, kind of just go from there. See, I mean, you get the point with me doing this and erasing the picture here. And this takes some time, you guys. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time, obviously, to do this entire flower, which I'm not going to do because you guys are going to get bored with just watching me, even if I sing you a little song. I don't really know what song to sing while I do this. I don't know a song about flowers. If I knew a song about flowers, I would. Roses are red, violets are blue. I don't know the rest of the song. Cuckoo. All right, that was horrible. So I'm just going to stop what I'm doing. Let's say you want to get in closer, right? I told you about this little zoom thing down here. A lot of you are going to have to use this. Let's say I go to 100%. Whoa, big. That is crazy big. So I'm going to have to use this little toolbar over here to get where I need to go. And obviously my eraser is Gigantosaur, and I don't want Gigantosaur. I might want a smaller one now. And now I could come in and go around the edges. Some people like to do this first. They like to go get the edges first, and so forth. And now look, let's say I mess up just a little bit. So you see that little mess up? I could try to hit undo and see if that will work. If not, if I go back to, 39%, you can barely even tell that I messed up. People aren't really going to be able to tell if you mess up just real, a real tiny bit. So I wouldn't freak out too much about that. Okay, so that's the main thing that I want you guys to learn today, is just the importance of layers, how to make something black and white, and then how to add color to it. Okay, and then again, you can mess around with some of these things over here if you want to try to learn what they do. We're going to talk more about some of these tools over here the next class period that you have me. The next and final thing, which is probably the most important, so please pay attention, that I want to show you is how to save. Okay, to save the picture, you go to File, Save, and you're like, no. If you click on that, now obviously you want to name it, whatever it is that you want to name it. And then here, this is what's important. You're going to see format. It's saving it as a JPEG right now. Here is what's super important. If you just click save right now and you click OK, it is going to save your picture like it's a new picture now. Okay, so if you want to come back and keep editing and continue working with what you were doing, you're not going to be able to do that because it's saved your picture now. It combines these layers to one layer now. And so you've saved your picture. So if you're not done with your work, if you still have more to do and the bells rang and you want to come back and work on this later, then you're going to go here to the down arrow and you're going to save it as a PXD layer. When you save it as a PXD layer, that means you're saying, hey, I want to come back and work on this again. And when you open it up, it'll have all your layers over here and you can work on it again. So I would click OK, and it's going to save it as a PXD layer, and then I'd be able to work on it more. If you're finished and you're satisfied with it, then yeah, you just go to JPEG, click on that, and then you would save that, and it would be a completed picture for you. Okay? Okay. I trust you guys are doing well with this, and I encourage you to make beautiful photos. Ta-ta. Goodbye. Have a good day. Oh man, I can't find the stop record button. Oh, there it is. Stop record. Bye bye. La la la.